What's up, what's up, what's up? My name is Monty Rock, the KIN to the 11G, the ultimate bass technician in full effect. And I would have just popped out and let you know I'm still living. This is my first one in about a while. I'm supposed to be making this regularly, but you know how real life goes. Anyway, if you want, go check out soundcloud.com / or / whatever, Basslands, BASSANDS, for the latest whips, works in progress that I'm doing for my tracks, for my second album. It's coming out really strong. I've got good feelings about it. A couple of things that popped up that happened on the way over the past couple of weeks. But let's go start off with today. You know, I'm on Facebook, you know, trying to get my music out here to a point. Haven't been doing as well as doing that good at it because I've been kind of drifting off with some real life issues, like trying to move and try to find a decent job, steady job, you know. But, you know, I play Mafia Wars every once in a while, you know, every day, you know, just point and click. It's pretty easy, right? Well, I get this notice that I got kicked out the group because I don't play enough. And I'm like, really? I mean, I play every day, so, because you're not a daily player, so what do you mean I play every day? But see, here's the thing. I got real life, and then there's Mafia Wars. See, Mafia Wars is just a game. Remember that, boys and girls. It's just a game. You don't have to have like a big, humongous clan to try to get as much as possible, you know, because on the flip side, you guys are complaining about Zynga and their illegal and their unethical practices. Well, that's how come I never sent any money. And if anybody gave Zynga any money, wow, you just helping them stay a corrupt business. Stay in business. Good job. Any case, I have no time to be drilling on or getting an argument of a fight over a game. It is just a game. And then I get a response saying, "Oh no, it's not that. It's you know, they show me some stats." Well, looking at the stats, well, my stats isn't as high because, well, you know, real life. I got a life. I'm doing an album. I'm like making, you know, trying to do something, okay? And a lot of stuff that's coming in. I mean, real life comes first. And then you have a whole bunch of people, oh gosh, just start tripping about clicking and all that stuff about getting, it's all crazy. And Zynga ain't helping matters much either. So whatever. So it got dropped. I ain't going to no more clans, no more gangs, no more families, no more groups, no more whatever, tribes, whatever anybody want to call themselves, because really, you get that much drama, I don't need it. That's the last thing I need. Now, on my SoundCloud page, I've got this concept I'm working with. Actually, it's not just concept. It's what I've got. We've done, for the most part, Monty's theme. And I've made part 2 like last year, but I didn't get it completely fleshed out. So what I did 1. One's redone pretty much. 2, I got done, but I'm doing something different. When I combine the 2, I'm doing both the cinematic Quiet Storm version, which is up on SoundCloud right now, as a whip. And then I'm going to do another one that's going to be a little bit hardcore. I might do some vocals, and it's kind of popped up, but I see what I can do on that. Though, so basically what I'm going to do on the album, I'm going to have parts 1 and 2 separate. Okay, and then probably after it comes out, I might release those two other versions as singles, and I'll modify part two because I was gonna flow to part two, and so I'm gonna tweak it just a little bit so I can do it. So the combined versions of the hardcore version is not gonna have any straight vocals on it, but on part two of itself, I'm gonna make a special version for that. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but I like doing it. This is a, I mean, I posted the original one up on, I think, on my on my YouTube page, but I've redone it because I this is what I feel bass music can be. If you don't go back in the past too much, you can only go back so much and so far. Don't sacrifice the present for the past, and don't sacrifice the future for the present. You dig? Anyway, a couple other things that's been going on. We're trying to move. There is nothing for me here. I'll try to do the best I can. I've been here for the most part since '88. Minus the time I was in the Army. And then also if some members of my family had been a person of the word and actually helped me out while I was in Cali, I wouldn't even came back. But God used that as a reason to say, hey, I'm ready to move whenever. And so I'm willing to move. I need to move. There's nothing up here for me here. The music I do is not going to find a good audience up in Washington State. Sorry. That's how it is. I kind of put some stuff out there. So far, nothing. And there's North, and I'm going to get local on you. And this is how come Washington State, in my opinion, hip-hop won't ever be as, actually it's more music, but more hip-hop. But you want unity. If you want to really blow up, you need to make sure there is no beef from North Sound to South Sound. I mean, or whatever. Because mainly, I remember back in the days, I've been hearing this stuff. And yeah, there is a rhymer. I took him off my Spotify page because after a while I got really annoyed. You know, it's cool repping your city and stuff, and I'm gonna be local. It's cool if you rep Seattle or whatever. One, you come from Federal Way, you claim in Seattle instead of your hometown. Mostly, that's one strike. Two, don't mention all these different parts of one city and then just throw off Tacoma like it's just one big mop. It ain't like that. It ain't like that at all. That means you're doing Hilltop, South End, East Side, whatever city, people are trying to rep, part of the city of rep. You ain't doing anybody else a favor by throwing up another city as a throwaway line. Okay, yeah, I'll go mention this just to see if I can get more listeners. That shit don't work with me. And I got really annoyed by that. And the thing is, the rhyme was cool for the most part, but then you throw away stuff like that. Stuff like that is the reason why a lot of rhymers ain't really well known outside Seattle, because some of the people that say, oh, you gotta go Blue Sky, I don't know who the hell they are. They still don't. If they came down to Tacoma, the Seattle papers, like The Stranger and Seattle Weekly or whatever, since they focus on them, they don't, and talk about hip-hop, they need to be more inclusive rather than separating. I mean, because there's people been kicking it in Olympia, Lacey, down south, Tacoma, Lakewood, Federal Way, Auburn. It ain't all about Seattle, and that kind of attitude is your undoing. You think I'm wrong? Write me back. Tell me why I'm wrong. Then I come in and tell you, well, have you been down to this place? Have you been down to that place? So I want to go down to Portland Avenue. Portland the city. Portland, Oregon. I heard this music scene's kicking. Personally, I'm trying to find a steady job because this temp service ain't hitting it. Uh, and even, I mean, I looked in Alabama, it has the lowest unemployment rate in the nation. And even though the minimum wage is lower, but they got a lower cost of living and stuff. And up here, $9 an hour is going to be like next month after next, or next coming month. That's not going to really help matters either if there's no jobs up here. And really, working a temp job is cool if you got goals, if you know you're just passing through. I'm just passing through to the next state because there's no opportunities up here, not enough. But in any case, Portland Avenue why I keep saying Portland Avenue? Because there's a street in Portland, in Tacoma called Portland Avenue. Portland, Oregon, I've heard has kicking music scene. I don't know what it's like for electronic music. If anybody knows, let me know. I just heard that a lot of people in hip hop come up there from E40 and all these people from the Bay, which is cool. And like to meet people and all that stuff. And I need to get into that scene. Just can't get to it up here. And I'm not going to try to. Because if I'm doing music that's on the outer fringe of bass music and electronic music, I'm certainly ain't going to get a play up here now unless it's like 5 or 10 years later. And nah, won't do that. So, check this out. So, what's coming up? The album, I should be finished in about, hopefully, by the end of next month. If I still have a roof over my head, to finish making new songs and not just focusing on the engineering part, mastering it, all that stuff, make it all out. Yes, I do my own. Yes, I've received some schooling on audio production. They're better since I owe money. So all this stuff. And one important thing, there's a lot of issues dealing with the Occupy movement. There's a lot of things the media hasn't really been portraying. And I'm not even talking about Fox. Fox is a joke. So I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about media in general. They don't tell you the whole story. They don't tell you the full instance of police brutality or questionable police tactics. Okay, now, and I can understand why there's not a lot of black folks on there too, because a lot of them, according to Washington Post, there's a consensus of it, that just stuff never changed. See, that kind of BS I'm against too, because anybody that says, it's just too late, there's nothing you can do, that's bullshit. Pardon my French, that's bullshit. Now, you can take that opportunity to say, okay, look, now since you know it's going through, let's do this together instead of them just slacking off. And shame on you, NAACP and the United Negroes College Funds, for pandering to the alcohol and cigarette industries, they're like death industries, and get the money for this stuff. If you cannot find credible businesses that help fund the scholarships and grants and stuff, then you need to really consider what are you doing wrong if you can't get that. Because really patterning the alcohol and cigarette industry, really, one of the biggest biggest man-made causes of death. Really? So look, but back to the Occupy. There's a lot of people that don't want the truth to be known about the Occupy movement. What they stand for, really, to keep the money out of politics, and that in itself is a big thing. And also, since the banks and everything, there's a lot of good businesses on Wall Street, but there's a lot more that's been around way too long in all that stuff. So when people blindly go against the Occupy movement, they're pretty much going for how things are running now, and things ain't gonna be running great, especially how things are happening in Europe. And I know there's some banks that have some money that some of these countries up in Europe, like Greece, Italy, maybe Spain, okay, they got your money, our money up in that mess. And once the EU crumbles, and it's gonna crumble, it's gonna take a little while, but it's gonna crumble. It's gonna bring us down with it. That's the partial reason why Occupy movement is out. Now there's some thugs, hoodlums, so-called anarchists want to kind of screw that up. And worse, you have Republicans, the heartless beings that they are, and their brainless followers. And then the liberals and their bleeding hearts too. We're going to take that and they're going to pretty much convert it to whatever they want to. And I don't wish that doesn't happen. But in any case, I got to bounce. I got to answer some stuff on Facebook. I got to go figure out what I'm going to do for a couple of things. But now since I got my webcam back, you'll be hearing a lot more from me. And this time be more music, alright? This is Monty Rock, the KIN to the 11G. God loves you, so do I. Peace, one love.